Good morning, Year 6. I hope that you've had a lovely, restful weekend and that you're all ready for some great work this week. So, it's our last week before half term, so that's very exciting. And we are starting new topics in maths and English this week as well. So, we've got quite a lot going on. So, first of all, if you could watch the Gospel Assembly with Mr. Carey, follow the link on School Life, that would be fantastic. And then let's have a look at our maths. Well, today we are moving on to decimals, okay? And we're starting looking at two decimal places. So we are looking at tenths and hundredths. Now, the White Rose Learning Hub, the video that you watch, is absolutely brilliant today, and it's really clear and it explains exactly about tenths and hundredths. Okay, so first thing is I'd like you to watch that really carefully. It will give you a great understanding. We have done this before and you have done it in year 5 as well, so it shouldn't be too tricky for you. So if you could try the first sheet, and if you get on okay with that, try the second sheet. Okay, just do what you can. But I just wanted to show you a quick example here. So we're looking at hundredths. Okay, so that's two decimal places. So what I've got here is two examples. I've got 0.34 and 0.06. And here I've got my place value chart. Okay, so I have got my tens and my ones and my tenths and my hundredths. Now this is no different to, you've all seen these before. And you'll think, oh, Miss Lawson, I do understand how to do this because we've done it so many times, but I just want to recap so that just to make sure that you understand. And like I say, it's very, very clear on the video as well. So here we've got 0.34. So I'm popping this on the place value chart. So there'd be 0 in the ones, okay? And then there's 3 tenths, okay? And there's 4 hundredths. Yeah, and then underneath here I've put 34 over 100, 34 hundredths. Now sometimes you might get a little bit, this is a bit more difficult, okay? So it's always really good to pop it on the place value chart first, because that really makes it clear for you. Because you can see here that there's nothing in the tenths column, 0.06. So I plot it on the place value chart, okay? And I put 0.06. And then it's really quite easy for me to see that that's 6 hundredths, isn't it? Yeah, and the work that you're doing today is based around that. All right, so have a look at that video, have a go at those questions, and I know that you're going to do brilliantly on those. Okay, now today we are starting a new English topic, and this is a talk for writing one like we've done before. I've decided to do one more of these because when I've spoken to you and from the children in school as well, you are all enjoying it so much, and I think that you find the activities quite nice to follow and the build up, and then you really get some great writing out of it, and it's lovely to know that you are enjoying it. So we are starting another one today called Monsters. Now I usually have the booklet with me, but unfortunately I forgot to bring it home from school last week. So it's Monsters, it's exactly the same, okay, it's exactly the same layout, all right. And what we're looking at to start with is information texts, okay. So we're going to look at an information text about a swamp monster. Okay. Oh, you're going to be so creative and your imaginations are going to run wild again, and you're going to do some brilliant writing. So I am really excited. Okay. So in the booklet, there's a link for to listen, okay, to an information text about swamp monsters, and that is on page 3. All right, so that's on page 3, or you can read it, which is on page 4, or you can do both. and it gives you some information about a swamp monster. So read that because that's really great fun. Okay, and the first activity I want you to do, there's some vocabulary, and I want you to match up the vocabulary with the definition. Now, if you have a good go, have a look at the words in context in the text, okay? So when I'm talking about it being in context, can you remember when I've spoken about it in school? Have a look at how it is in the sentence. So even if you don't understand what the word means, you might be able to guess from what it's in, where it is in the sentence, if that makes sense. So have a good read, find the words, all right, and then see if you can get the definitions. If not, use a dictionary, obviously, okay? If you haven't got a dictionary at home, there's dictionaries on computers as well that you could look at. And there's also the answers right at the back of the booklet as well. So you can do all of those things. So have a look at those, because it's really important to, we're going to really be focusing on language and the use of language. So it's going to be great, because you might find that you're going to be using some of those words in your writing. So it's really important that you get a good understanding of what they mean. Okay, so activity 1, first of all, is match the vocabulary. And then activity 2, okay, is looking at the underlying pattern of information text, because obviously what we're going to be doing is moving eventually to you writing an information text about your swamp monster that you've created, all right? So in order to do that, we need to look at the language features, and we need to look at the structure of an information text, okay? So you will see in activity 2 and in activity 3, there's a basic layout that you follow for an information text. For example, you hook the reader. You use technical vocabulary, so you use very specific vocabulary to talk about your topic, which is going to be a swamp monster. You need to sound like an expert. Now, what do I mean by that? So I mean, when we're sounding like an expert, we're going to be using formal language. Now, we've spoken about this in school last term, so we're going to be looking at formal language, and we're going to be moving on to do an activity about that in a minute, okay? So formal language, be informative as well, and really important, the organisation of an information text, okay? So you'd have paragraphs, or you might have subheadings, but you have to organise your information really well, okay, so it follows through and so it reads fluently as well. We've spoken about all of these things before. And also in information text, because you're sounding like an expert and you really know what you're talking about, you're going to be using evidence. So you might get somebody who's a professional in that area to give a quote, or you might have statistics that you want to talk about. So we're going to be looking at that a bit more detail. But for now, I just want you to have a little look and a read, okay, of that structure of an information text, okay? And then on activity 4, okay, you are going to, it's called formality. All right, and there's an activity for you to look at the difference between formal and informal language as well, okay? So there's an activity in there, and the answers for that are in the back of the booklet as well, but I think you might find that okay to do, so because we've done quite a lot on that this year, and I know that you did with Mrs. Hickman as well last year, so give that a really good go, and I hope that you enjoy this. I know already that you will, but enjoy looking at it and have a good read of it as well. Okay, brilliant. Now, that's this morning's lessons, and then this afternoon's lesson we've got fantastic music. Okay, so our whole school music project, and it is about Gustav Holst. All right, so what you do, as always, is you have a look at the PowerPoint, find out about Gustav, okay, and then you've got the creative response, and then you've got the quiz. All right, so have lots of fun doing that year 6. I know that you all enjoy doing that from the work that's been sent in, and you doing the quiz, and I know that parents are getting involved with that as well, so enjoy that as well. Now, There is a picture news for you as always on a Monday as well, and this week it is based on Captain Sir Tom Moore, okay, who sadly passed away last week, but he has achieved so much in his wonderful life, especially over the last year. And I know that you know what I'm talking about. So have a read of that PowerPoint, discuss it as well, and then there's some activities for you to do on there. But you don't have to, always with picture news, remember, you don't have to write down. It's about discussing and thinking. And really this week it's about celebrating the life of a truly inspirational man, all right, who lived a fantastic life, and I think you're going to really enjoy reading about him as well and learning about him. So that is all of your work for today. There's lots again, isn't there? But I think it's fantastic. Well, I do because I've set it, but I hope that you have lots of fun doing it. Now, there's a couple of things before I go that I want to talk to you about. On Tuesday, it's Safer Internet Day. So you'll see at the top of the home learning page that I've written about Safer Internet Day. You don't have to do the activities on Tuesday. I'm going to leave them on there for the whole week. And if you'd like to do it again, Safer Internet Day, the activities, there's an assembly and there's things for you to read through. Now, it's really good if you can talk about it as well. So try and get the family involved about it, because I think it's really important. I always say to you about how often I talk about to George and Isabel about the safe use of the internet. So if anyone's at home, you can talk to them about it as well. But it doesn't have to be on Tuesday that you do it. You can do it any time that you've got this week, all right? So don't worry about that. And then the other thing is as well, there's a new Education City. Mr. Pennicutt has set some Education City and it's on decimals, okay? So I've put those activities on the home learning page as well, so you can just follow the link for that. So Safer Internet Day, do it whenever you can, and Education City. It's lovely to see how many of you are accessing Education City as well, so really well done. I'm super proud of all of you, and remember, just do what you can, all right? Just do your best, because that's all you ever do, and I'm proud of you for everything that you are doing. All right, so have a great Monday, all right? And I will speak to you tomorrow. Lots of love. Take care. Bye-bye.